Did you know that over 70% of people regret at least one major life decision? Think about that. So many of us are haunted by those what-if moments, wondering what could have been. Whether it's choosing a career path, moving to a new city, or even deciding to pursue a passion, decision-making is tough. And here's the big question. What if you trusted yourself more when faced with these choices? Join me as I tackle the challenge of making a huge life decision without second-guessing myself. Can I really take the leap of faith? Welcome back. Today, we're talking about something that every one of us faces at different points in life, taking a leap of faith in decision-making. Whether it's in your personal life or your career, making bold decisions often involves stepping into the unknown. It's scary, but it's also where growth happens. So how do you take that leap even when it feels impossible? Let's dive in! We all know that feeling, the fear of making the wrong decision. You're standing on the edge, looking at all your options, and suddenly your mind is racing. What if I fail? What if I make the wrong choice? This anxiety, this fear of the unknown, can feel overwhelming. And guess what? It's this exact fear that stops many people from taking any action at all. We often fall into the trap of overthinking, analyzing every tiny detail, trying to predict the future, and in the process, we paralyze ourselves. Sound familiar? That hesitation, that second guessing, can be enough to stop you in your tracks, leaving you stuck right where you are. But here's the harsh truth. Inaction is a decision too. By playing it safe, you might be missing out on incredible opportunities, whether that's a new job, a new relationship, or a life-changing adventure. So how do we move forward? How do we make decisions with confidence, even when the outcome isn't guaranteed? Here are a few strategies to help. First, weigh the pros and cons. Write them down. Sometimes seeing it on paper gives you a clearer picture of what's at stake. What's the worst that could happen? And what's the best possible outcome? This logical approach can help take some of the emotion out of the equation. But here's the thing, not everything can be calculated. Some decisions require more than just logic. That's where seeking advice comes in. Talk to people you trust, mentors, friends, or family members, people who've been where you are. Getting an outside perspective can be invaluable. But even after all the advice, sometimes the final answer still won't be obvious. And this is the hardest part. At the end of the day, you have to trust your instincts. Trust your gut. After all the research, the advice, the pros and cons, there comes a moment when you simply have to jump, trusting that the net will appear. It's about taking a chance on yourself and on the possibilities you can't yet see. Let me tell you a personal story to drive this home. A few years back, I had the opportunity to move across the country for a job that was completely outside my comfort zone. It wasn't just a career change, it was a life change. I was leaving behind everything I knew, friends, family, my routine. And trust me, the fear of the unknown was real. I spent weeks analyzing the pros and cons, reaching out for advice from everyone I knew. Half the people said I should go for it, and the other half warned me about all the risks. I was torn. But in the end, I realized that no amount of advice or planning was going to make the decision for me. It came down to whether or not I was willing to trust myself, to take the leap. So I did it. I packed my bags and moved, even though I was scared out of my mind. And you know what? It turned out to be one of the best decisions of my life. Not because everything went perfectly, far from it, but because it pushed me to grow in ways I never expected. I met new people, developed new skills, and discovered a side of myself I didn't even know existed. And it all started with that leap of faith. Here's the takeaway. Decision-making will always come with some level of uncertainty. That's just part of life. But if you let fear control you, you'll never move forward. So, weigh your options, seek advice, and most importantly, trust your instincts. Because that leap of faith, it might just lead you to your greatest growth and opportunities. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever taken a leap of faith in your decision-making? Share your experience in the comments below. Let's get a conversation started. And if you're looking for more ways to conquer your fears and make bold choices, check out my video on overcoming fear in challenging situations. Don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring content, because sometimes all it takes is one video to inspire your next leap.